Monday's training at CrossFit Oregon City on the Dark Orchestra program. ShopTheAttitudeNation.com. As seen on Shark Tank, denim for gym rats. Check them out. I'm wearing the jeans here, getting my hair cut with my son. Get your tight game up. VirusINTL.com. Discount code skeleton, all caps. Great tights. Great singlets. And of course, the KL1 recovery pants I wear them pretty much every day. Position USA weightlifting shoes. AN Slam, all caps. You got the Elvis Blue Sway shoes, which are straight fire. You have the Clint Eastwoods, and the Redfords are in the mail right now. AmericanGains.com, my new sponsor. John North, all caps. Check him out. Great product. And here's 147 snatch at last weekend's seminar at CrossFit Tiger Paw. Very happy with this lift. Little bar slam here. Great seminar, great gym. Slow mode it for you. Very happy with my positions here. Really got the knees back. Was able to stay very patient in the pull. And because I was patient in the pull, I was patient in the finish. I was really able to drive myself through the bar, not just under the bar. And that's very key. You know, in weightlifting, it's the power of opposites. And I live by that. You're going to stay patient in the pull. Most likely, you're going to stay patient in the finish. And that'll carry over nice in the catch as well. So, shout out to CrossFit Tiger Paw. If you want to host me for a seminar, email me, info@theattitudenation.com. Check the schedule. And very happy with 47. So, getting more consistent. So, here we go. Snatch from the hip, clean from the hip. Position week on Team Do with some pulls. We're doing a chest bump drill pull later this week. We're doing panda pulls later this week. Today we're just doing some classic pulls, peeking that bar by the belly button, driving those hips through, getting a little sugar and spice up top, but that's about it. We're going to get crazier on the pulls later this week. So as you can see there, pull, bring it into the hips, and snatch from the hip. So no contact, no separation. I should say there is contact, but there's no separation. So it's pretty much a thruster. It's pretty much a lunge finish. Right, so we're not gaining any momentum from a pull. We're not creating separation for the hit and catch drill. And that's what's very difficult about this exercise is very little bar oscillation, very little bar bend. And no momentum. You take away bar oscillation, you take away momentum, and you got yourself a very difficult exercise in the snatch. And that's what's so good about this exercise is that it's hard, but also it's fun. And those are the two things that if you can combine those two things, you're going to get really good at weightlifting. We'll save here at 90. So these were very difficult for me because I'm used to that explosive thud from the bar meeting the hips in the contact from separation, and you take that away from me and I'm just like a lost puppy. Because as you know in my lifts, I don't drag the thigh, so I have a little bit of space between the bar and body. So when those hips scoop in that double knee bend, that bar meets the hips for that explosive contact. You take that away from me and you know, I'm like a tourist in another country. But that's what's good, you know. We're having some fun. We're working on explosive hips right there. You see, I missed the 110, but just explosive hips, activating the back, continue pulling back with the arms, and just focusing on this exercise with moving violently. You have to. You have to move violently. And that's very key there. So if you're on Team Do, great. Have some fun with these guys. But if you're not, you know, give these a try as well. And play with them. Here's 115. Violent. Got to get those hips through and be explosive, okay? And notice I'm landing on my heels on the catch, right? So notice here on the position, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get set perfectly. Heels, hips back, and then we're going to drive through. And so that's another great part about this exercise, is just hitting these power positions perfectly with heavy weight, which I think a lot of times, the hips can scoop through too early. We're on the balls of our feet, not the heels, and that power position is so key. And so not only is this a strength builder, we're working on the explosion of the hips, but also we're working on, getting into that perfect set position. The GoPro cut off my 120, 23, 28, as you saw there. I made 28 if you watch the Instagram live feed. So don't ask me why. I apologize. Trust me. I was having some rants last night on my GoPro, as my wife heard, and I don't know what happened. So, but was able to hit 28 from the high hip in the snatch. You're seeing on the cleans that these first few are on my high thigh, and a little Fit Aid action here, fitaid.com, one of my sponsors. And I'm talking here about the high thigh. It's just very difficult for me because without the separation to contact, and without see, here's high thigh with 130, without momentum from the pole, I was not able to generate a lot of power into the bar. So I hit 130, and then I go 130 into the hip. Watch this. Pop. Way easier. You can see me talking right now, a little clap. And so from here on out, I went into the hip rather than the high thigh, even though I am a high thigh cleaner, which most lifters are. But because there was no momentum in the pole, there was no separation for the explosive contact, the hip was more powerful in this exercise. And so I went for it there. 145. But that's the great thing about, getting your hands dirty in training. It's going to help me be a better coach, because now I could do this video and coach my athletes on Team Do with this advice. So here's 150, and just having a little bit of a mental man there. A little Clark, had to get my head right, shake it off here, and attack 150 again for you guys. Trying to lead from the front here and be the best I can be for you. Wham! Move those hips. Now I drove home, pulled into my parking lot, and came back and made this 45. I was not happy with 50. I was mad at myself. I was upset that I left training without giving it more. Came back, took my shirt off. Here's 151. So this is 30 minutes later. I drove all the way back to the gym, and I said, no, I want more. And so if you're not satisfied with your training, you better drive back to the gym and attack the training again. It doesn't need to be the full session, but it needs to be the part you're upset with about yourself. Here's 53, a little bit of a fight there. The owner, Scott, walks in to root me on. And here's 155, which I'm very happy with. I came back to make, and just was violent. I was just upset at myself. Here's slow-mo. I actually did not do the pull. I was focused on these hip clean. There it is. So you see the little double bounce down there. So I had basically stand up from cold turkey. So I missed the initial bounce. But, when I podcast, when I coach, I want to lead from the front, and I want to, put my, I want to, lead by example as well. And so I turned the car around, or I should say the truck, went back into the gym and, put up that 55 for you guys. So, but thank you guys for watching. Would love to have you on Team Do, thedarkorchestra.com. This week's training is great. Lifting from the hips. It's fun, it's hard, and like I said, if you can combine those two, in my opinion, your weightlifting is going to go through the roof. So I'll keep these videos going, guys. Check out the podcast I did last night on more information and in-depth detail on this exercise I did. I really kind of break it down on the difference between these lifts from the hip and from the hang and from the hit and catch drill, and all the differences that you can check out there. So, Attitude Nation salute. We'll see you guys back tomorrow.